You're about to hear two versions of the same chord progression, C, F, and G. Version 1. Version 2. So why does version 2 sound so much better? Well, it's not about learning harder chords. It's about a couple of simple tweaks that makes everything feel glued together, richer, and silky smooth. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it with any chord sequence. Let's dive in. So the biggest trap I see piano players falling into all of the time is something I call root position prison, right? The root position prison, effectively, what this means is their playing just sounds like this. When they see a chord sequence like C, F, and G, their hands just go to the root position chords. And it means that everything moves up and down the piano like this. Nothing sounds connected, nothing sounds smooth, and it just sounds really disjointed. So the first thing you need to do to get yourself out of root position prison is to get your inversions together. Immediately, this will make your chords sound way more connected. You can see there that is effectively the same chord sequence. I've just rearranged those notes. You see, I've rearranged the notes in the chord so my right hand has a bit more of a pathway to follow. You can see now that even though my left hand is going up to that F chord, my right hand is just staying where it is, and these notes here are just moving up to that F chord. There's a bit more inner movement in the parts. So you can see there's my C chord now, there's my F chord. That is a root position chord, which is fine, you know, it's okay to use them occasionally, but then we're going there, which is actually that's a second inversion G major triad. So we've now got a little pathway for our right hand to follow. And you might have noticed there, when I played that on that F chord, I just did that nice little, I call that like a little, it's like a guitar-like smudge. All you do is you take the second of the triad and you quickly smudge it up to the third. It's really beautiful. So you get this. Really, really nice. By the way, to help you with this, I've put together a full PDF lesson book. It's got everything written out for you. Every single step I'm covering, along with a bunch of other little hints and tips of how you can take this even further. It's completely free. The links to download that is in the video description, or you can also scan this QR code up here. Let's get some kind of rhythm going now, so there's a bit more of a flow. I'm thinking of this as, you know, this might be some kind of piano ballad or slow song. That kind of idea. You know, all I'm really doing is playing these pulses in my right hand. And occasionally I'm using my thumb in my right hand just to propel it along a bit, give a bit more rhythm. Watch my right hand thumb. You see, it's just occasionally injecting a little bit of rhythm. It's super simple. Okay, so that gives us a little idea. That's the groove we're kind of thinking on. Now, interestingly, while I'm playing this, you can hear I'm keeping that note at the top all the way through our progression. Except when we go to the last chord. But what would happen if I kept that note the same all the way through that chord? Let's have a listen. So what is that chord, right? By the way, if you're someone who's thinking to yourself, hang on a minute, how can you put a C on a G chord? C doesn't fit in the chord of G. Let's not worry. Let's just forget all the theory we've been taught for a second and let's play with sounds, okay? That's the mindset we're adopting here. A creative approach. Don't worry if we occasionally play a note that doesn't fit in the chord. The rule to remember is if it sounds good and if it sounds nice, let's try it out, right? Let's give it a go. So, beautiful sound. see, having that note at the top, I've still got my G triad, right? There. But keeping the C on top, it's like a glue across the whole progression. It just makes everything seem so much more cohesive and smooth. You can see I'm giving it a little bit of rhythm as well. I'm doing what we call a push on that last chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, push. 2, 3, 4. Very slight. 2, 3, 4, push. But it makes a real difference to the groove of the song. Just that simple push makes everything kind of come together even more. So let's continue the theme of keeping something consistent on top of our chord voicings. At the moment we've got that C up there, but let's change it to a D. Let's see what that sounds like. Ooh. I mean, that is one of my favorite chord voicings. It really, really is. You really want to know what that is? It's a C2. That's it kind of in its raw form. You see we've got the second in there as well as that major triad. And when we put that as an inversion with that second at the top, just gets a really nice voicing for that C chord. That would be it with the F chord. And that would be the G chord. That last one sounds a little bit bare now, doesn't it? Should we put in that note that we used before, the C? Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, much nicer. It's like we're painting. We're painting with different colors here. It's all the same notes we're pretty much using, you know, but we're finding different combinations that just create these rich sounds, okay? And this is the best way to kind of get these sounds under your fingers, is just to play with them and see how the different combinations work together. That is sounding good. I like it. It's working really, really well. Should we try it with an E at the top? Should we see what that sounds like? So we're now going to begin there. That's going to sound nice. That's our F chord now. I mean, I could also play my thumb there. That's actually now like an F major 7. And that's like a G6 sound. But, you know, don't worry too much about the theory here, okay? We're playing. Really, really nice. We kind of got 3 different ways now. We got the original. Then we got the one with the D at the top. We got the one with the E at the top. Really, really nice. And you can see, these are the sorts of things that as piano players, sometimes when we have a chord sequence, we just end up playing the same thing over and over again in a song, don't we? We just repeat the same chords all the way through, exactly the same way every time. And this is just a simple way that every time you go through the chord sequence and you come across the same chords, you can play them slightly differently, and it just begins to sound so much more like music, like the music's happening in the moment rather than it just sort of being this pre-planned thing. Now, I've written all of that out for you in that PDF lesson book, and I've also put some of the kind of extra little theory nuggets in there for those people that really want to understand what those chords are. So do go and check that out. So the next thing to think about is, can we find a way to transition between our chords even better? And there's something that a lot of piano players do, which is incorporate passing chords. Now, you might have heard this term before. Let me talk to you about how we can do this over this sequence. So we've got our C chord, we've got our F chord, and we've got our G chord. It's working really well, but we might want to make it feel a little bit more soulful or give it a slightly different kind of feeling. And passing chords can really help us here. They help us create more of an event, a harmonic event. So I think I'm going to try and find a way to link together chord 1 and chord 4, maybe giving it a bit more of a kind of bluesy sound. Let's see what I can come up with. That's really nice. I like that. So what am I doing there? Well, I'm starting on my C chord, That's nice. That's the little passing chord. It's really C7. If I rearrange these notes in my right hand, it's that effectively. And I've kept that idea of keeping the C on the top. Do you see that? My C's still there, but below it is my C7. I've just rearranged the notes. It's another inversion of C7. And rather than putting it over C, I'm putting it over E. Okay, C7 over E. Okay, it's like a little passing moment. You can see now our left hand gets that beautiful 1, 3, 4. It's going C, E, F. And it transitions between the C and the F chord just so well. It gives us that little launch. Now you might be thinking, where on earth did you get that passing chord, that C7 over E? Did you just pluck it out of thin air? And no, I didn't. It's very simple. It's literally, we're heading to an F chord. What is a 5 of F? In other words, if we think of F as where we're going, what's the 5 of F? Well, it's C. So it's really like we're doing a 5-1 into F. Do you see that? It's really like we're going C7, F. Do you see that? And all we've done to make it sound better is put it over that third. It works really, really well. Again, it's all written out for you in that lesson book. Really, really nice. Now, let's try one more, okay? Let's see if we can do this. Let's put one more in. Should we try and transition between our F chord and our G chord? Let's see if we can do that as well. So, this is what we've got so far. How would we get to the G chord? Well, let's do exactly the same thing again. So what's our 5 of G? Well, our 5th of G is a D. So let's build a D7 chord. That's going to work really well going into our G chord. It's going to sound nice. But I think we can make it better. Let's see if we can put it over the third. So it would actually be D7 over F sharp. That's going to be our little passing chord. I know I'm giving you the theory here because I know people want to work it out and work out what I'm doing. But the most important thing with all of this, get the sound into your ear, because then you'll begin to hear it and you'll begin to recognize it, and it suddenly becomes part of your language. Have a listen. Sounds nice. Let's put the D at the top now, at the top of our right hand. Different effect again. Try the E. Now I know in this video I'm going a little bit faster than I normally would, but if there's one thing you take away, most important thing of all, it's this creative mindset, experimentation. All I'm doing here is I'm thinking, oh, what would happen if I put this little note at the top? Or what does it sound like if I keep the C at the top all the way through the progression? Or, you know, I put the G at the top all the way through the progression. How can I make that work? Some of my biggest breakthroughs at the piano have happened when I've tried to abandon the rules, abandon the theory, and just listen to the different sounds. You will discover all kinds of new avenues when you adopt this approach. So, sit down at the piano today. In fact, go do it now. Go do it now if you've got a piano in your house. Go do it now and just try playing this sequence and either doing what I'm doing or try something else. You know, add a different note at the top. Just see what works. Go try it out. I promise you'll discover something that you didn't know you could do. Now, in order for these ideas to really click, there is one concept that I think really transforms people's playing, and that is inversions. Now, when I was taught inversions, I found them so confusing, I couldn't make head nor tail of it. So I've made a video up here with the method I wish I was taught when I was learning inversions. I think you're going to find it really useful. Go give that video a click, and I'll see you over there.